Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Game Flow Podcast. I'm your host, James Mondor, alongside my lovely girlfriend
And unofficial co-host.
and unofficial co-host, Miss Hannah Cleveland.
Yay!
Well, guys, we took a little break, took a week off. Obviously, with the holidays coming up, everyone's lives are busy. But I'm so happy to be back with another episode. We have so much to talk about today. So we're not even gonna get into college football. We are just gonna go straight into the NFL. So we're not gonna go over every game from the past 2 weeks because this episode would be like 2 hours long.
Nice.
So we're just gonna go over some highlights and some lowlights, and get into like what the playoffs are gonna be looking like. Season's almost done, Hannah. How do you feel about that?
Wait, it's almost done?
The playoffs are going to be coming soon.
When?
Let me think. I think there's only 5 weeks left. Let me see. Giants. I think there's 6 weeks left.
That's crazy, honestly.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Like
Let's see. 1,
12?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 weeks left.
Yeah, that's weird. That's crazy.
I know.
Oh my goodness. What are you going to do after the football's over?
Well, we got 6 weeks and then we got playoffs.
Oh.
So, more football. No, but in all seriousness, this season has been really good. A lot of ups and downs. Some teams that are playing really well. Some teams that are not playing super well. So let's get right into it. The best team in the league. Let's start right there.
Mm-hmm.
The New England Patriots, guys, top of the league. Yeah, they are alone at the top of the league at 10-2, and are on a 9-game win streak. How about that? Huh?
There you go.
It's good to be back. It's good to be back on top. It's been 5 years of hardship, having to deal with Cam Newton and Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi and Jacoby Brissett and Jared Stidham. Just some terrible quarterback play and some terrible coaching, terrible wide receivers. So it is so amazing to be back on top. Yeah, I mean, the Patriots, they look like an absolute machine right now, and they have earned every single win.
Have they?
I think so, for sure. So, now, it's not all been sunshine and roses, so let's get the bad news out of the way, all right? 2 weeks ago, defensive end Milton Williams was placed on IR with a high ankle sprain and will be out for a minimum of 4 weeks. So, IR, that is injured reserve. When you go on that, you have to miss at least 4 games, okay?
That stinks.
So he missed last week because he was on IR, right? He's going to miss 4 more weeks because the Patriots have a bye coming up.
Oh.
So it's 4 games, not 4 weeks. So he'll miss the next game, then they have a bye, so he'll be out. And then he'll miss
so it's like
2 more games after that.
It's like 5 weeks total.
For him, it will be. Yeah.
Which brings you right up almost to the playoffs.
Yeah, so he should be back for the playoffs. But Williams, he's a huge help on the Patriots. He recently broke the record for the highest paid Patriot ever after he signed a 4-year, $104 million contract during the offseason.
Jeez.
Yep. Also, on the defensive line, defensive tackle Khyiris Tonga left the game early with a chest injury last week.
Mm-hmm.
So the Patriots, they've been so dominant stopping the run this year, allowing the fewest rushing yards of any team this season. So those are 2 guys that they will miss a lot. And then on the offensive side of the ball, left tackle Will Campbell and left guard Jared Wilson both left Sunday's game early with injuries. Campbell has an MCL sprain.
What's that?
That's like a knee injury.
Okay.
And Jared Wilson has a high ankle sprain. Both of these guys are rookies. They were selected in last year's draft class. Will Campbell was taken in the first round with the 4th overall pick, and Wilson was taken in the 3rd round. So these are young guys. Young guys do heal quicker in the league, but obviously you never want to see them get hurt. Knee injuries can.
Well, you don't want them to come back too soon either, and then push
Exactly.
themselves,
Yeah. So there's talk of putting Will Campbell on the IR as well, so he would miss 4 weeks. But he would be back before the end of the season, and would be back for the playoffs. And then as for Jared Wilson and Kairis Tonga, they're right now listed as questionable and more day-to-day decisions for those two guys. But four big injuries for the Patriots, especially on that offensive line. Last year, the Patriots' offensive line was the worst ranked offensive line. The front office did a great job rebuilding that offensive line in the offseason. And so it really sucks to see. Not that hard work is going down the drain, but I mean, you're going to be missing these guys for some big games coming up. So luckily, the Patriots are in a pretty good position, playoff-wise, where they should be not super comfortable the rest of the season, but like pretty comfortable. But yeah, we will see how that goes. Moving on from that, down stuff. The good news is, like I said, none of these guys are going to miss a significant amount of time. No one's going to be out for like the rest of the season. They should all be back at 100% before the playoffs. Other than that, though, the Pats are looking great. Drake Maye is the first quarterback to 3,000 passing yards this season. So you love to see that. And the Patriots are the first team to 10 wins. The remaining schedule for them are the Giants on Monday Night Football. Then they have a bye week. Then they play the Bills at home, the Ravens away, the Jets away, and then the Dolphins at home. So 2 difficult games with the Bills and the Ravens, but other than that, like nothing super crazy. Those are all teams that the Patriots should beat and hopefully will beat. I mean, how do you think the Patriots are going to finish this year?
Hopefully good. I mean, I agree. I think the the Bills game might be a little bit rough.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows about the Ravens, but
yeah. The good thing about the Bills game is we're playing them at home. We already beat them away, so
yeah,
that's something good. We'll have the fans on our side for that.
That's true.
But yeah, Patriots in a really good spot to win the division. And right now, obviously, best team in the league, best record in the league. So that's always great. All right, so right behind the Patriots are the Denver Broncos.
That's crazy.
Currently at 9-2.
You're frauds.
So
yeah, you did get clocked on calling them frauds.
So
and because of that,
yeah. So as you can see, I'm wearing a Denver Broncos hat. Anna's wearing Denver Broncos shirt. So, guys, in my last episode, I may or may not have called the Denver Broncos frauds and that they were going to get stomped by the Chiefs. Well, the Broncos actually beat the Chiefs 22-19 on a game-winning field goal. Hannah's family, they are all Broncos fans, and they let me hear it. So I'm here to say to them and to all Broncos fans that they are still frauds. The Broncos lead the league in penalties with 113. Bo Nix has less passing yards than Joe Flacco, and Joe Flacco is 40. The Broncos have the 13th best rushing offense. Now, the Broncos do have one of the best defenses in the league, which they have relied heavily on.
That's crazy to say while wearing Broncos merch.
This is my punishment for calling them frauds and being wrong about the Chiefs game. But they're still frauds, okay? Now, people say defenses win championships. I agree with that, okay? But touchdowns win games, okay? And you got to win games to win championships. Clip that, chat. That's a quote right there.
Oh my goodness.
The Broncos' remaining schedule is the Commanders on Sunday Night Football. Whoop-de-doo. They should win that game. The Raiders away. Same thing. Then they got to play the Packers. They got to play the Jaguars. They got to play the Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. They got to play the Chargers. Okay, those are tough games. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that the Broncos are a very good team and will definitely make the playoffs. I'm just not convinced that their offense is good enough to win championships.
You're just angry that they're so close to the Patriots. Clock that, chat.
Listen,
what were you just saying about 2012?
I don't remember. Whatever year it was when
12 years ago.
what year would that have been? 2013, I guess, when the Broncos beat the Patriots. Yeah, that was the AFC Championship game. I was very upset. Okay. I do not like the Broncos. Okay, I'm a Patriots fan, but
he has to sit across from me this entire podcast,
watching
me wear.
I know she's wearing a Broncos shirt. This is torture. This is painful. Okay, even putting this hat on for the show, I was like, you can attest to it. I was like,
no, cannot attest. Actually, he looked happier than he ever has been.
Okay, alrighty. Well,
I'm pretty sure that I heard you say, "Oh man, makes me miss Tim Tebow, makes me miss Manning."
Anyways, the Broncos are very good. Great defense. Obviously, Pat Surtain, Nick Benito. I mean, guys, their defense is next level. Safety Talanoa Hufanga, he's all over the place. But, I mean, Bo Nix to have less passing yards than Joe Flacco, who was on the Browns at the beginning of the season and is 40 years old, that's got to be a little concerning, right?
How do you think their defense would go up against the Patriots' offense right now, the way it is?
With the Patriots' injuries and everything?
Yeah.
I think that it would be really good. They have the best defense in the league, like one of the best defenses in the league. They're going to be good against any team. It's their offense. I mean, they don't have a good running game. Like, it's decent, but it's nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots have a great defense. Even with their injuries on their defensive line, I think the Patriots.
With injuries on the defensive line for Patriots or offensive line?
They have both.
Oh, never mind.
I think the Patriots defense, like, it would be a defensive battle, that game. I just think that Drake May is just so much better than Bo Nix. Like, the Patriots would win that game. Their offense is so much better than the Broncos' offense. Drake May. Anyways, I'm very excited. Hopefully these two teams play each other in the playoffs. So then when the Patriots win, I can look at Hannah's dad and go, ha ha ha.
Oh, my.
Maybe we'll cut that out. Alrighty. Well, moving on from the Broncos. Let's go on to the AFC North. So, the Baltimore Ravens have taken the top spot in the division at 6-5. Now, what have I been saying this whole time that I've been doing the show? Watch out for the Ravens. They currently have the fourth longest win streak at 5 games. However, they will need to continue their good form if they want to make the playoffs, because the rest of their season is an absolute gauntlet. They play the Bengals twice. They play the Steelers twice, the Patriots, and the Packers. Now, you might be thinking, oh, the Bengals are bad. The Steelers are bad without Aaron Rodgers. Well, folks, Joe Burrow is set to make his return after missing 9 games due to a turf toe injury he suffered in Week 2. As for the Steelers, Rodgers is likely to return this week as well after missing last week with a wrist injury. So the question is, can the Ravens continue their really good form, and can the other AFC North teams stay healthy enough to stop them?
I don't know.
I think it'll be really interesting. Joe Burrow coming back is going to really mix things up. Obviously, the Bengals are not going to make the playoffs this year, um, but that's a team that I like to call a disruptor team. Right? They're not in the playoff hunt, but they're good enough to beat you on any given Sunday, really. They have Jamar Chase, who's one of the best wide receivers in the game. Joe Burrow, obviously, one of the best quarterbacks in the league when he's healthy. And that's really been the issue for the Bengals is keeping Joe Burrow healthy because they refuse to invest in offensive line. But that'll be a really, really interesting thing, especially them playing the Steelers twice, who the Steelers have the same record as the Broncos right now. They're both 6-5. It's just the Ravens right now hold the tiebreaker, so they are over the Steelers, but they play each other head to head 2 more times this season. Those are gonna be great games to watch, and we're gonna see a lot more of that as we keep diving into the different divisions. You're gonna see a lot more like really important divisional matchups. Um, yeah, it's gonna make everything super interesting. All right, moving on down to the AFC South. The Indianapolis Colts are coming off of an overtime loss to the Chiefs from last weekend, 23-20. Now, I don't want to be a hater, but I feel like the Colts might be losing their steam. They lost to the Steelers at the beginning of the month. Then they had an overtime win against the Falcons, but the Falcons are terrible. And then they just had their overtime loss to the Chiefs. So those are their last 3 games. Obviously, they have one of the most productive offenses in the league, as well as Jonathan Taylor, who, I mean, he might win MVP as a running back, which is absolutely insane. Jonathan Taylor has been so good this year, multiple 3-touchdown performances. He's been a fantasy beast. But you got to think those 3 last results, loss, overtime win against a bad team, and then an overtime loss, that has got to kill your team morale. Um, I mean, we talked so much about winning streaks and hot form and stuff like that. That is what's gonna kill you. If it's just one loss or one overtime loss or something like that, or like that, that won't kill your momentum. And even like an overtime win, that might boost your momentum as a team. But 3 poor performances or like questionable results in a row, that is what is gonna kill that confidence in the locker room. And so that's just gonna be something to worry about. Obviously, there's a lot to play for in the AFC South. The Jacksonville Jaguars are only a game behind the Colts right now. And the Texans, they're in the hunt for a wild card spot as well. After their big win over the Bills last week. And guess what? The Colts still have to play both of those teams twice. The other teams the Colts still have to play are the Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers, who are both fighting for playoff spots in the NFC. So the Colts have really no easy games remaining, and will be playing teams that have momentum on their side. And the Colts are really going to have to kick themselves into gear here, because I feel like for a lot of the season they've been so good. They've had a huge lead on the other teams in the NFC South. They were top team in the league for a little bit, and now, I mean, 3 poor performances in the dog days of the season. It's like, whoa, you wake up one day, you find yourselves in a divisional battle, and even still fighting for a playoff spot. Um, Nothing comes easy in this league. Do you think the Colts can do it?
Beats me. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe They've been pretty good. I feel like they've kind of been on top, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
it'll be interesting to see, especially with the really tough games coming up.
Yeah,
Um,
that's where they'll definitely catch like
yeah,
a road bump.
and again, like I said, these divisional battles that they got coming up, I feel like sometimes we think, oh, we see this team twice a year, we know them. I mean, for me as a Patriots fan, we play the Jets and the Dolphins twice a year. They're terrible. So those are like easy wins for us. We care about the Bills games, obviously, because the Bills are good. But it's I mean, when you got three teams that are like really in a spot to make the playoffs or win the division, it'll make it really interesting. And there in the AFC South is not the only division like this. There are a lot of divisions still that I mean it's too early to call. Um, so moving on to the NFC, we're gonna start with the NFC East. The Eagles took a surprising loss to the Cowboys on Sunday. The Eagles started the game red hot, got off to a 21 to nothing lead very quickly. Um, the Cowboys, they were able to score their first touchdown of the game just before halftime, and they scored touchdowns in the third and fourth quarter and kicked a game-winning field goal as time expired, winning the game 24-21. So this is great for the Cowboys, confidence-wise. Um, but let's be real, the Eagles are gonna win this division
Yeah,
easily.
I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, it was just a lucky day for the
yeah.
Cowboys.
And see, this is the type of thing that I'm talking about. Like a type of loss like this, yeah, it sucks, but the Eagles can go back into the film room and say, okay, this is where we messed up.
The tush push.
And the Eagles are good enough to be able to make those adjustments during the week and perform on Sundays.
Mhm.
Um, so the Eagles are going to win the NFC East pretty easily. Um,
What are
the
the teams in the NFC East?
NFC East is the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Commanders, and the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Eagles, they have a 3-game lead on the Cowboys, and the Eagles will be favored to win in all of their remaining games this season. But as for the Cowboys, like I said, this will be great for their team morale, especially going into their Thanksgiving Day matchup against the Chiefs,
Mhm.
right? The boys are 5-5 and will probably not make the playoffs this year. But like I said, this is going to be a good disruptor team, a lot like the Bengals. Texans are another team that are kind of on the outside. They still have a chance to make playoffs, but these are going to be like real good disruptor teams, ruining other teams' hopes for the playoffs. It's just stuff you love to see at this time of year in football. These crazy wins, crazy losses, and these teams that aren't really in the fight, they're just coming to ruin someone's day. Um, and hopefully the Cowboys can do that against the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, because there's one thing that we all agree on around here is we hate the
Yeah. Yeah.
Chiefs. Exactly. Um, all right. So, like I said, the NFC East, that's the only division in the NFC that's not close right now. Um, all of the other ones, NFC South, NFC West, NFC North, they're all super close. So let's start off with the NFC South. The Buccaneers they were looking like a juggernaut, but have now lost 4 of their last 5 games. And to make matters worse, quarterback Baker Mayfield left Sunday's game early with an AC joint sprain in his non-throwing shoulder. Um, Now, Baker is a tough guy. I don't think that he will miss time for that, especially with it's a non-throwing arm injury. But I mean, when your playoff hopes are in the balance, you never want to see the quarterback or any player, for that matter, um, at not 100%. You know, especially where I mean, quarterback. Let's be real; it's the most important position on the field. It's a team sport, but the quarterback is so important. I mean, he's the facilitator. He's calling the shots on out there. So this is a big injury. And the Carolina Panthers are only one game behind them, which is absolutely insane. Never in a million years did I think that the Carolina Panthers would be in a position to be in the playoffs. Let alone win the division. So now I will say the Bucks have a much easier remaining schedule than the Panthers, but they will play each other twice before the end of the season. So those games will be must watch. Absolutely. Now, who would you rather see in the playoffs? The Panthers or the Buccaneers?
I guess the Buccaneers, because I think they're a better team.
They're a better team. They're also more fun to watch. The Panthers,
I mean, they're just the Panthers. I don't know.
they're terrible, right?
Sure.
They are.
I've never watched one of their games.
Well,
Maybe I have. I don't know.
you're not missing much. I think you watched a couple with me. The Patriots beat them by like 40 points this year.
I don't know because NFL games are my favorite background noise for napping. Put on a game and I'm out.
I swear, I think this weekend we were watching some football. I think she fell asleep in like 10 minutes.
It was awesome. It was such a good nap. You just put that on and I'm like out.
Yep. College, NFL, Thursday, Monday, Sunday, all
I just love sleeping.
of them. All right. Now, moving on from the NFC South, we got the NFC North and the NFC West. Between those two divisions, there are 6 teams that are in real contention to make the playoffs, which is absolutely crazy. Let's start with the NFC North. The Chicago Bears are currently top of the division at 8-3.
Ha ha.
Wow.
Ha 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 ha.
That's crazy.
Boo everybody else. Boo everybody else.
Where was I?
Lions, boo Packers,
Yeah.
boo Vikings.
So-
Vikings are irrelevant, actually.
They are.
So
So just behind the Bears are the Packers at 7-3-1, and the Lions at 7-4. So for all of you guys that are wondering why the Packers have an extra number in their record, they have 7 wins, 3 losses, and 1 tie.
boring.
Yeah, we don't like ties around here.
So overrated.
Yeah. Very boring. There shouldn't be ties in football at all. So anyways, Packers 7-3-1. The Lions are at 7-4. The Bears and the Lions are both top 10 in total offense this year. Bears are 6th and the Lions are 4. Bears are ranked 2nd and Lions are ranked 3rd in rushing offense. The Packers and the Lions are both top 10 in total defense. The Packers are 4 and the Lions are 10. And all of these teams will play each other before the end of the season.
Joy.
So a lot to look forward to. The Bears, although they're top of the NFC North right now, I do not know if they will make the playoffs. It's going to be real tough for them. Obviously, having a great year under their new head coach, Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams has been playing great. But they have a really tough schedule for the end of their season.
They'll be fine. They're the Bears.
I could realistically seeing them go 11-6, maybe get the 7th seed, a wild card spot in the playoffs.
That'd be insane.
It would be.
It'd be so cool.
We're gonna talk a little bit more about a cool feature that I found later on, but I don't think that they will win the NFC North, but I could definitely see them making the playoffs. I think that they would be a more fun team to watch in the playoffs than the Packers, honestly.
Yeah. Boo Packers. Boo Packers. Boo Packers.
But the Lions, I think.
What did you call them that one time?
The Lions, although they are third at 7-4, I think that they still have a really good shot at winning the division. So again, love to see these huge divisional matchups, especially when you got a lot of divisional games at the end of the season. All these games are going to be super important. Yeah. And finally, moving on to the NFC West, another division with 3 teams in the hunt. The Rams currently sit on top of the division at 9-2, and they are on top of the NFC. They look like one of the most complete teams in the league. If this season ended right now, I would give the MVP to quarterback Matthew Stafford of the Rams. Stafford is one of the oldest QBs in the league at 37, but that is not slowing him down whatsoever. Stafford is currently first in the league in terms of passing touchdowns with 30. He's also only thrown 2 interceptions this season, which is absolutely insane. He is playing his butt off. A lot of people are talking about him maybe retiring after the season if they win the Super Bowl, but it's like, I mean, not that Matthew Stafford's at the same level
they
of
win the
Brady.
Super Bowl?
If they win the Super Bowl, people are saying that they think he could retire.
That's if he goes to the Super Bowl.
Right. But I mean, not that Stafford is on the same level as Tom Brady was, but we saw Tom Brady play until his mid-40s. It's not out of this realm to maybe think Matthew Stafford could do that. He's 37. Oh. So obviously, it's going to come down to if he's healthy, if he can still perform, and if he wants to play. I think he's got a wife and kids, but I mean, also one thing I hear a lot of athletes say is you only get one lifetime, and they dedicate most of their lives to playing the sport. Why would they not want to play as much as they can? If when they're 80 years old, are they gonna look back and say, oh, I wish I would have kept playing another 2 years, I still had it in me. So that's something to think about, especially he's in the MVP race for sure. So I don't think Stafford ends. Anyways, we're getting off track. So sorry, we got a little off track there. But anyways, Rams top of the NFC West right now. But just behind them are the Seahawks at 8-3 and the San Francisco 49ers at 8-4. All 3 of these teams have a top 10 offense. The Niners are finally starting to get healthy again, right? They've been plagued by injuries this whole season. But wide receiver Ricky Pearsall has returned, and quarterback Brock Purdy returned last week as well. The Seahawks have one of the top receivers in the league, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who has over 1,300 receiving yards already this season. And the Seahawks will play both the 49ers and the Rams once before the season is over. So, again, a lot to play for. It's going to be super interesting. All 3 of those teams, Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, are all super good teams, high-powered offense, great defenses. Yeah, so this is going to be super fun last month and a half of the regular season that we have left. So get out there, watch it with your buddies, enjoy every minute of it. Now, one thing that I want to talk a little bit about, I found a cool feature on the ESPN website. It's called the Playoff Machine. Okay, you get to go in, it'll give you every single matchup for the week. You pick your winner for all the games, and it will build you the playoff bracket. So I've been playing around with it at work. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Anyways, it's been super fun. Picking different winners and losers for certain games and seeing how it changes the playoff bracket. Like by a lot. Just like certain games. Especially in like week 18, you got the Lions visiting the Bears.
Mm.
If like
Down with the Lions.
if the Bears lose that one, like in this one, maybe they're out of the playoffs and the Packers make it, or if so it's just gonna be super, super interesting. I'm very excited for the end of the season. So I highly recommend you check that out if you're curious to see if your team is gonna make the playoffs. And just play around. It's called the Playoff Machine. It's on the ESPN website. But anyways, that is gonna do it for us. We're already at almost 40 minutes recording already. Well, Hannah, thank you so much for joining me today. It's
Wow,
been
thanks
a
for having
pleasure
me.
as always. Guys, get out there, touch some dirt, enjoy some football. We got Thanksgiving coming up, so tell your mother that you love them, give somebody a hug, and go Patriots. Have a great night.